Good evening, folks, and a hearty welcome to our drive-in theater. We have a wonderful evening's entertainment lined up for you, one that will provide several hours of pleasurable relaxation and diversion for you and your family. Did you fail to dress up for tonight's show? No tie, an old shirt and slacks, a house dress? Well, don't give it a thought. We're glad you came as you are. We just want you to enjoy yourselves. Don't forget to visit our refreshment center during the intermission or any time. You love the tasty array of snacks we have to offer. So will the youngsters. Everything is quality and so good. We hope you'll make this a weekly visit. Bring the family. Bring your friends. There are always wonderful new pictures to see, delightful snacks to nibble, a gay, pleasant evening for all. Oh, a word of caution. Don't drive over 10 miles an hour in the theater area for your safety's sake. And Mom or Pop, go with the kids when they leave the car. We hope you have a wonderful time. Come back soon.
It's 4 minutes till showtime.
Hey, fellas, don't fight over that hot dog. There's plenty for everyone. Big, plump, and juicy, wrapped in an oven-fresh bun. Add mustard, relish, ketchup, and go to work. Yes, the hot dogs at our refreshment center are the best you'll find anywhere. Everybody agrees on that.
It's 3 minutes till showtime.
Thirsty? The refreshment stand is open with everything to satisfy your taste buds. Here's the menu: the hottest, freshest, crunchiest popcorn, each kernel popped to its fullest with that real movie time taste. Cold drinks. You'll find your favorite ice cold, tasty, and thirst quenching. And hot dogs, hamburgers, and candy too. Now a short intermission, so you'll have time to make your selection before the show begins.
It's 2 minutes till showtime.
Your attention, please. All new hotshot electric in-car heaters have been installed for your comfort and convenience. Just insert heater through car window and turn on the switch. When leaving, please turn switch off and replace on speaker post. Warning, high voltage. For your own safety, do not attempt to repair or remove wires. Do not attempt to open heater unit. If you need assistance, please notify the theater box office or concession manager.
Top quality hamburgers, the most popular snack in the country. We serve them plain or garnished to your taste.
There are words men live by, words of strength, of wisdom, and of peace. We urge you to find the spiritual comfort and guidance we all so greatly need by attending your place of worship regularly.
Just 1 minute to go.
And now, on with the show.
No, that's not big enough. No, that's not big enough either. That's more like it. We're delighted to have you with us, and we extend a cordial welcome to you. We've lined up the top stars from Hollywood and from all over the world to entertain you on our giant screen with the new, colorful motion pictures you've been hearing about and reading about. To add to your enjoyment, we're all wound up to bowl you over at intermission time with live wire service at our snack bar, where you'll find a tempting variety of favorite foods and beverages. Your continued patronage is very, very welcome.
Hello, fellow humans and cats and non-human identifying sentient creatures and non-sentient creatures who might be out there enjoying our poker action today. Welcome to MotherShip Poker. We are coming to you live and direct from southern Alberta, Medicine Hat, Alberta, Canada. This fine Saturday morning here. It's probably evening for a lot of my audience in Europe, but that's cool. If you're here from Canada, good morning. Or possibly good afternoon if you're farther east in Canada. It will be good afternoon here shortly for me as well. So yeah, we're here playing some pokers. We got 3 Unibet games going at the moment. We got the Falling Star Booty. We got the €2 Singularity. This tour becoming a pretty common regular occurrences for us at this time of day. We also got the DeWitt's free roll, set roll, hanging out down below as well. I need to do some admin work yet. As you can see, none of my numbers are up correctly in the numbers window yet. So let me run off and do a little bit of that. Gonna leave you all on the 4-table display there for a few minutes while I sort out my admin. Not sure how many people I'll get today, given that David's streaming. Kind of felt like he might be going offline shortly though, so I figured I'd throw the screen up. So we're still playing what I like to call Simpione points from Ian Simpson's generous free roll that we played last weekend. I've bought a €1 and a €2 ticket to play this Falling Star and €2 Singularity. Still got some of those points left to play with as well, so we'll keep doing that. Also going to keep playing the 40-cent qualifiers because that gets me €2 Singularity tickets as well. So we'll keep doing that. Alrighty, so that is our numbers added in for the day. I believe at the moment we've got a very weird looking, yes, we got a very weird looking average buy-ins, total buy-ins. We are actually playing €3 worth of buy-ins. We're just doing it with tickets, so it looks weird on my numbers. And I think we're going to be all in here with our King Jack on the free roll table. A couple of tournaments I might jump into here, depending on what happens on this cent roll hand. There's the Milky Way Nanos running. It's 0.5 cents, and it's a long day for not a lot of return, but it still would be one I'd like to be able to say I won at least once. So I probably play that most weekends still until I'm at a stage where I can happily fire the full Milky Way, which I'm nowhere close now. Also, Dark Matter Nano is also running, which is another one that is, pretty low buy-in and doesn't really, even when we win it, doesn't really do good things for us. Cool, we got there in the DeWitt's cent roll. Welcome, 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 everybody. Good to see you. If you're just tuning in, we've got 3 games running at the moment. Only playing on Unibet today. Have not kicked anything else off. Not really interested in any of the scoop events today because it's all Hold'em. And if I'm going to play Hold'em, I'm going to play Hold'em on Unibet, frankly, at this point in time. The only Shouldn't say that 100%. I will sometimes play the 25 cent by 90 player sit and goes on stars. Some of those lower buy-ins sit and goes on stars, but I'm probably not going to play on stars if I'm playing Hold'em. I might play Hold'em on Party Poker. I might play Hold'em on 888, but I'm probably not going to play much of any Hold'em on stars, I would guess. Night Chopper, good to see you, buddy. Good to see you. Welcome to the mothership, my friend, as always. So we gained a few chips here in the falling star. We're slightly above start stack in the singularity as well, neither of which we're going gangbusters in, but we're not doing terrible in them either. Thank you, my friend. Good luck to you on the tables as well if you're playing today. And of course, we just like tripled up in the bitch free roll, but then had to fold out our aces after we raised or our eights after we raised because somebody probably had an ace on that hand. We're gonna put in another raise here with ace jack. Get shoved on. Get a call and a shove. I mean, this is the free roll. So that shove can be pretty wide from the small blind, I think. And it is just the free roll, so YOLO. We're going to YOLO this puppy in. We're ahead. And we hold. Nice. I'll take it. YOLO. Bankage. YOLO bankage. YOLO bankage. It's the free roll, so, YOLO it in. Cent roll. It's not a free roll, but, close enough. There was a time when cent rolls mattered to me, but not so much anymore. Not so much anymore. So for those of you who might have headed out early last night, didn't manage to bag a stack for day 2 of the horse event, but I did somehow manage to massage my tiny stack into a cashing position, and then frankly managed to massage that small stack into a pretty decent ladder up situation where the min cash was like $31, and I ended up laddering a bunch of spots up to in the mid hundreds was where I finished, like 150, something like that, and pulled just under $40. It was like $39.80 or something, with several, and when I say several, I'm talking a dozen payout levels in between. It was really, 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 really flat payouts. So it was like 31 was a min cash. 31 and change was the next level. 31 and a bit more change was the next level. 32 was the next level. Then 32 and change, and so on like that. So there was like a bunch of levels between 31 and 40 that I cashed out at. So yeah, it was pretty good. It was a pretty good run, I thought. I of course would have liked to have bagged and come back today for a little bit deeper run, but considering how I got in the money and considering where I was through most of that laddering process, which was in the bottom 20% of the chip stacks the whole time, I'm pretty happy with where I ended up finishing with that, and I'm pretty happy with a $40 win, especially given that it wasn't a $22 buy-in for me. It was a $110 buy-in. I bought once into a satellite just for larks, just for shits and giggles, and we turned 110 into $40 yesterday. So that's a pretty good day. It was a pretty good day. It sucked on Unibet. I got to say, Unibet sucked for me yesterday. Well, you guys watched some of the Unibet yesterday when you were around. So the Unibet like sucked donkey balls for me. But yeah, I had a pretty good day in the horse scoop. So I think to a certain extent I got lucky and ran well to make it in the cash. But I definitely think that my horse skills served me well yesterday in finding the right spots to get my money in and not getting my money in the wrong spots. So I'm not. I have to go back and watch it just to be sure. But I mean, I know there were spots that I ran well. I know there were spots that I got it in marginal situations and got there. But equally, I know there's spots where I avoided getting it in where I would have lost. And there's other spots where I got it in the spots where I should have, even though it wasn't, super, super strong equity. There's one particular Raz hand I recall that was looking kind of bizarre on the Fifth Street when I finally put my money in, and I was breaking out pretty bad, and he was still behind me, but looking like he could be drawing better than me. But we still got our money in, and we got there. Well, we held and managed to take it. So I think it was a combination of, which is usually the way it works in poker, right? I mean, it's rare to the point of non-existent to win a poker tournament without having gotten lucky in at least one spot. You get it in bad and you hit something on the river. You get it in a marginal spot and you're the one that holds. That sort of thing. Or you just win 6 or 7 or 8 races in a row, right? That's pretty unlikely as well. So I don't think you ever win a poker tournament without getting lucky. But equally, I don't think you ever win a poker tournament without playing well. It's equally rare, although not quite to the point of non-existent, but I think it's almost equally rare to find players sitting with all the chips at the end who got there on sheer luck. Jamie Gold notwithstanding, possibly in the 2006 World Series. But you know what I'm saying. It's probably slightly more likely that happens, and that's one of the reasons why poker is an accessible game for everybody and why it's not golf and why the upper echelons, nobody's stupid enough to put $100 on the line to play Tiger Woods 9 holes, right? Because he's gonna kick your ass. Doesn't matter if you catch him on a morning that he's hungover like crazy. He's almost certainly still gonna kick your fucking ass, right? And there's no random element that helps you in that situation, really. Or at least any of the random elements that are there are so minuscule that they are never going to help you, when the edge is that huge. But yeah, I mean, if I sit down at a poker match and I see Antonio Esfandiari, Phil Hellmuth, Phil Ivey, whoever that's sitting across from me, yeah, I'm intimidated, and yeah, they're great players. But on any given day, the cards can work out for me, right? So it's an entirely different situation from that perspective. But you never get there on skill alone. You always have to have the luck as well. I think you can occasionally get there on luck alone. You never get there on skill alone in poker. I don't think. So I'm expecting kind of a small audience. I know everybody's over watching David, and that's cool. That's sort of what I expect. But I felt, it's Saturday, and I'm often streaming on Saturdays, so I thought I'd kick off. I was over there hanging out with everybody for a while and enjoying the action. But time to do my own thing, I think. Time to do my own thing. Interesting hands just cropped up, or is cropping up on the falling star table. We've got there's only one overcard to the board. I think that diamond draws are going to bet a lot on this board texture, and I think straight draws like 7-8 are going to bet, and even things like 4-6 are going to bet a lot on this. So I think we're going to call one street at least, because I think this board texture is very draw heavy. I mean, there's going to be some hands like Ace-9 that are here as well that have us beat at this point, but I think it's a lot of draw-heavy hands. And unfortunately, a lot of the draws just got there, especially given that this is a limped pot pre-flop. So, I mean, he could literally have any two at this point. So 4-6 is absolutely in his range. Ace-4 is absolutely in his range. This could certainly be a situation where I'm getting bluffed off of a hand by like an Ace-3, Ace-5. But equally, there's Ace-9s out there, there's 4-6s out there, there's all the straights out there, I think. So I'm just out of the way. I mean, he literally has any two there given the pre-flop action, which is why I should probably raise pre-flop that spot. There's a lot of pre-flop limpers, though, which I guess is more reason to raise. Yeah, I probably played that hand pretty badly. So, I wonder if I call off here with nines. Feels like I'm going to be racing a lot. Yeah, nines is probably a little low for a call off there. But I do feel like I raise fold a bit too often on this 2-Euro Singularity game. I think partly it's because I don't want to put my money in marginal spots and bust because I've got such a bad record in these, and so I think there's definitely some of that which is bad poker thinking that I sort of have to get over. I think that spot with nines there is one where I shouldn't put my money in. But tell me if I'm wrong, and Night Shopper, if you disagree with that, let me know. If I should have put my money in there, let me know. Because I do know in these events, it's one of the things I think it's one of the leaks I have is that I'm too cautious about being willing to put my money in. And then I end up in spots where I have to put it in too wide, I think. So it's like a compounding problem. But yeah, I'm still thinking those nines are a little light to be. There's way too many semi-bluff hands like like Eddie Payne's and things like that, and even a lot of the suited connectors that he might be raising with are going to be. I'm not going to be in great shape against necessarily. The 10 jacks of the world, the jack queens of the world, that sort of thing. Get him on ass. Welcome, 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 my friend. Alrighty, so we got a break here, so I'm going to get some commercials queued up for you. I've still been lazy and haven't cut any new commercials for you guys, but enjoy some reruns. I'll be right back.
What are you drawing, kid? You see what I'm drawing? No. That's a father and a mother and a little boy having Kellogg's cornflakes for breakfast. Yeah, well, where's the father?
Oh, the father, he's had his cornflakes. He's gone to work.
Yeah, where'd the mother go?
Oh, the mother, she's gone down to the grocery store to get some more Kellogg's cornflakes.
Well, how about the little boy?
You mean this little fella?
Yeah.
This little fella is like all little boys between the ages of 5 and 14. He's out there in the playroom drawing pictures so he can join Kellogg's Junior Ad Makers Guild.
Well,
Yeah.
those Kellogg cornflakes are wonderful.
Well, do you know anyone who doesn't like Kellogg's cornflakes?
Not a solitary soul.
Yeah.
Well, will you tell me one thing?
Yeah.
What about this contest? What is it?
What about it?
Yes.
Hey, Art.
Who's Art?
Art Linkletter. He's going to tell us all about it.
Everybody likes Kellogg's cornflakes. Here are just 3 of my 5 little Linkletters who are Kellogg boosters, and like a lot of other kids all over the country, they're busy writing and drawing their own ideas for ads for Kellogg's cornflakes. Dawn, how you doing over there, huh?
I hope pretty good. At last I can eat all I want, 'cause it's snowing Kellogg's cornflakes.
Sharon, what are you drawing down here?
A great big mountain of cornflakes.
A mountain of cornflakes, and you've got it labeled Mount Kellogg. That's pretty good for a 5-year-old, isn't it? And Diane, I see you want to be a Kellogg's Junior Ad Maker. What are you drawing?
Biggest cornflake in the world.
The biggest cornflake in the world? And you're only 3 years old. I think that's pretty good for 3 little girls, don't you? My 2 boys feel the same way, of course, because everybody likes Kellogg's cornflakes. You know, I think it's pretty wonderful the way the Kellogg's folks have given the kids of our country a chance to express themselves by writing and coloring and drawing their own advertisements for Kellogg's cornflakes. Here's an ad that was drawn by a couple of youngsters that appeared in the Saturday Evening Post a couple of weeks ago. You'll be seeing more ads in other national magazines from time to time because Kellogg's invites the kids to draw the ads. And to me, it's the most refreshing advertising that I've seen. Say, why don't you kids get in on the fun and draw an ad showing how everybody likes Kellogg's cornflakes? All the rules are on the new Kellogg's cornflakes box. And of course, you can use any kind of paper in any size. You can use crayons or watercolors and send it in along with a box top from Kellogg's cornflakes to Kellogg's, Battle Creek, Michigan. Every single one of you youngsters who sends in an ad gets one of these swell gold-colored Junior Ad Makers pins. And if Kellogg's uses your ad in a magazine or talks about it on radio or television, you get a $100 defense bond. So hurry and get started right away. And it's really easy because, after all, who do you know that doesn't like Kellogg's cornflakes?
Not who do you know, Daddy. It's whom do you know that doesn't like Kellogg's cornflakes?
Not a solitary soul, Don. Not a solitary soul.
Hi.
Look who's here. Dad's real boss, Mom. And with a great idea. She's treating him to dinner for a change. So they're off to a fancy restaurant and their very favorite dish. Now, they can't always brush after meals, even though it's best. But Mom has her secret. She makes sure her family uses Gleam. It's the toothpaste for people who can't brush after every meal. You see, the food you eat combines with mouth bacteria, causes both decay and mouth odor. But one Gleam brushing before breakfast destroys most bacteria. Yes, just one morning brushing with Gleam, the only toothpaste with GL70, destroys decay bacteria, and for most people, stops mouth odor all day. Means a sweeter goodnight kiss. So use Gleam. It's the toothpaste for people who can't brush after every meal. Now in tubes and new push-button pack.
We're back. We are back. I'm just going to do a little bit of tweeting here real quick while we play. Just give me a couple of seconds here while I do some PR. Alrighty. We are tweeted. I'm back focusing on the stream. Good to see you guys here. So we got 3 games going at the moment. We got the Falling Star Booty. Got a pair of 3s that we're going to put in arrays with here. A little early position, but hopefully it goes well. We've also got the €2 Singularity, €75 guarantee. Bought into both of those with tickets that we purchased through our Simpione points. And we've also got the Davit's cent roll running as well. I think I'm going to pull up the 4th table, trying to decide what that's going to be. I think it's going to be the Black Hole Nano. I think I'm going to skip the Milky Way Nano this week. I usually play it despite the fact that it's kind of a non-relevant buy-in and prize pool for me now. But I think this week I'm going to skip it in favor of the Black Hole Nano. I might late reg to the Milky Way Nano later if I lose a table here, but for the time being, we're gonna say we're not gonna play that one today. So the black hole is now up, although it's not quite ready for prime time on my screen yet. Will be shortly. Alrighty, so there's the black hole nano up and rolling as well. Just a quick look at our full layout at the moment. That's currently what we're looking at. Falling Star top left, Singularity top right, Davit's cent roll bottom left, and now the black hole nano bottom right. Back to the one table view. Add my black hole buy-in. Hopefully we won't have the same freeze-up issues we had yesterday, or disconnection issues we had yesterday. Don't know what was going on yesterday. First time that's ever happened on my stream, actually. I've normally got really stable internet and systems. I have a suspicion it was because my computer was overworked because I didn't reboot it before the stream. I usually reboot it before I kick off a stream just to be sure everything's fresh and clean in the memory. Otherwise, my computer runs pretty much 24/7. The time I reboot it is right before I do something that's going to be intensive, like streaming or like video editing or something along those lines. And developing an ascent roll, possibly. We flop top pair with our 4-8 after we got in for a free look at the flop. I don't think we're going anywhere. Still got top pair. And I don't think we're going anywhere. So yeah, for those of you who didn't stick around till the end last night, which I totally understand because it was like ridiculously late for most of my audience when I finally got done. Didn't manage to bag a stack in the scoop horse, but I did somehow manage to find the money. Surprisingly, with my tiny stack, I managed to squeeze into the money. And then I managed to squeeze that tiny stack into a very decent ladder situation where I ended up with almost $40, just under $40, like $39.80 on my $1.10 investment yesterday morning. It was pretty much a lark. I just decided, what the hell? Let's try to satty into this puppy. And sure enough, we sattied in and ran it up to $40. It would have been nice to have bagged a stack, obviously, and come back today and played to go a little deeper. But the truth is, we're putting our money in the falling star. The truth is, considering how I got to where I got, I'm thrilled with the $40. I got there on 110, so it's like a massive ROI boost. Anyways, but B, I was basically the bottom stack or in the bottom 20% of the stacks for the final 300 or 400 people to bust in that tournament. Wow. I mean, our life just sucks on Unibet lately. Like just the most absurd things happen. You guys saw that, right? I get in with queens. Some rando calls me off with ace 3, and it runs out to clubs, and he has the ace of clubs. I mean, what the fuck, right? It's like, why even bother to play the pokers when that's happening? I don't know. So we're done in the singularity, or in the, in the falling star. In pretty unlikely situation. Unfortunately, that's something that we seem to say a lot when we're playing here on Unibet. But what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? I'm gonna shove my ace-jack suited here. I've only got like 16 big blinds, so I don't think a raise fold is in my range with this hand. So I think getting it in now is my only option. I mean, raise, call it off, I suppose, but I'm sort of not liking life when I raise and then get 3-bet on with that hand, right? So I think the shove there is probably the best move. This is one I'm a little happier to raise, call off. Also one I'm happier to play post flop with usually. It's cool. Happy to raise, call off, like I said. Fortunately, we hold this time, so that's nice. A little bit of bankage for that one, I think. Still not 100% convinced on this yet, but I'm still working on it. But I'm getting there. I'm getting there on my bankage. I'm getting there on my bankage graphic. I think I'm definitely getting there. Mike, good to see you, buddy. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. Oh, this hand. Sorry to hear you busted the Singularity Shopper. I think I'm still playing that one, so we're okay there. Got quite a ways to go, of course, until we're bragging about anything. But we did buy into it on Simpione points, so we're probably if we cash, we're going to be making a pretty good ROI on the day. I'm going to be all in on the DeWitt's free roll with my jacks. Yeah, poker kind of sucks, doesn't it, Shopper? And we're done in the DeWitt's free roll because he gets there with his ace-queen. So, Race, what are you going to do? I do feel like I lose more races than the average guy, but that's probably just confirmation bias. It's probably just the human danger perception. Alrighty, let's see what else we got here. So I'm going to register the Nano Abyss, and I'm going to quintuple check that I'm clicking the right tournament this time. And yes, I am on the right tournament this time, so I'm not going to register the big Abyss today, but we are going to register the Nano Abyss, and that one is popping up on our screen now. What else are we going to jump into? I don't think I'm going to play the €5 Falling Star today. I don't really like the... Yeah, I don't like the structure of the... Ugh. Ugh. Just got ace-king in against aces and the black hole. Nano. Fortunately, I had them out stacked, but I've only got like 3,000 chips left. So we might be rebuying the black hole today. Well, I guess since we've got an open slot, and there's nothing else really that interesting coming up. What do we got for qualifiers coming up? We got some Unibet Open tickets. Yeah, let's jump in the Milky Way. Let's jump in the Milky Way now. Alrighty, so let's make sure that's added into our... We got the .60 Nano Abyss, and we regged the right tournament today. That's a bonus. We got the .05 Nano Milky Way. Alrighty, so let me get these configured on screen for you now as well. Didn't even think about that one. I should have thought about that one, Mike. But I've just filled my fourth table, so I think I'm full up for the moment. And I need to correct all of my titles and get my tables running. So we now have the Abyss Nano. Where are you, Abyss Nano? There you are. That is on table 1. And we've also got the Milky Way Nano. Where are you? There you are. And you are on table 3. Alrighty, so that's our titles good. Yeah, it's not hard to get super annoyed by this game, I find sometimes. Shopper. I hope my stream's okay. Just had a freeze up on my television, but that's usually just something to do with that machine. Yeah, it looks still good. Okay, cool. Right, so now we need to start doing Let's do that one is good now. That's the Abyss set. Alrighty, I think I finally got this all worked out. I'm having some technical issues with my brain this morning, I think. But we now have the Abyss Nano, and we have the Milky Way Nano configured on screen for you guys. Some stupid game with cards. That is poker in a nutshell. Some stupid game with cards. So I'm going to put in some money, I think, with this Ace-King here. We get a nice double up in the Milky Way. Against somebody who's we've seen clearly shoving weird in the earlier in the game as well. So yeah. He is Shovey McShoveface today. Holy moly over here. Oh, he limps. Shovey McShoveface limps. Of course, if anybody raises over him, he's going to turn right back into Shovey McShoveface again. But I guess it's not a limp. I guess it's a call on a 4x raise. We also picked up some chips in the Abyss Nano a couple of hands ago, and we've also managed to up our stack again in the Black Hole just a little bit, so we're not quite as short as we were after we got our Ace-King in against aces, fortunately, who had a shorter stack than us. So we were left with about 3,000 chips, which is still quite a few chips at this stage of the Black Hole, so it's not nothing to be freaked out about for sure. So we're just going to slowly try to chip our way back up again. And if we have to rebuy, we have to rebuy. That happens sometimes in the black hole. Although I did some data mining on this, and it turns out that our cash rate is way higher when we only fire one bullet in the black hole. When we fire multiple bullets, we tend not to cash nearly as often, which is interesting, I think. So maybe we should just play the black hole as a singularity tournament and ignore the fact that other people consider it to be a re-entry. Is David still going? One of the reasons I started the stream up was I thought he was going to be shutting down relatively soon. It just seemed like he was going to be shutting down, so I figured I'd kick mine off. But is he still going? I haven't actually looked at whether he's still running or not yet. I only have so much attention when I'm streaming. There's only so many things I can look at and keep track of. No, it looks like he's offline now. That's sort of what I figured. I will be right back. Yeah, I know I've got a hand. I'll be there in a second. I've maybe just signed my death warrant in the singularity. We'll see. However, I do think this singularity is a spot where in the middle of this tournament, at this stage of the tournament, I have not been willing enough to get my money in the middle with hands like that. I've been folding them in a passive, try to get to the money stage instead of in a try to acquire chips type situation. So I think I need to modify that behavior somewhat. So there's 9 people getting paid in this singularity. We just got some work to do before we're in the money or near the money, or in even a cashing spot. So we're not out of the woods yet, but we're also not in desperate shape either. We're slowly chipping back up on the black hole. We picked up a pot here a couple of hands ago, and might take this one down pre-flop, but I don't mind going to a flop with my 7s. Pretty happy to c-bet that board texture. Yeah, I figured so. He seemed like he was winding things down. So that's one of the reasons why I popped off and kicked my stream off. So I demoed, or I tested a new screen yesterday for my offline that worked really well. So I'm going to be doing that from now on. So you won't be cutting myself off at the end of my streams anymore. And I've also got a new screen coming online. It was a bit weird getting myself online before with it's all technical behind the scenes stuff, but just with the way my intro scene is constructed, it made it weird coming online. So I've now got a static comms initializing screen. And which will be on for a short period of time, and then the intro will kick off and run as well from the start. So a few small changes, nothing huge, but should make the beginning and the end of the streams slightly more smooth, I think. Just picked up a nice triple up pretty much in the Abyss Nano. Let's pull up the hand replayer and we will have a quick look at what happened there. So there we go. So I'm in small blind, and I get dealt. Oh, hang on, this is not the hand I'm looking for. That's the hand we're looking for. That's the hand we're looking for. So I'm on the button, and I get dealt Ace King offsuit. Get a raise. Get a call. So I figure, and we got a third call. So I figure it's a perfect time for a shove squeeze. So that's what we do. A little bit big, but it nonetheless accomplished my purpose. We get called off very light by Lewis. And fortunately, we hold. We take her down, so picked up a nice pot there for us in the Abyss Nano. Black hole down, we get Ace King offsuit. And nothing exciting happens. Thought it might, so I thought it'd pop over there before anything exciting happened, but turned out nothing exciting was going to happen. It does give me a lot better light when I open my curtains, so. Of course, I'm not entirely sure you guys need to see my face better, frankly, so I'm not sure that's a plus EV move for the screen. You'll notice I don't do a lot of full screen webcam shots. Two reasons for that. Number one, my webcam's kind of crappy and old. It's 640 by 480 max resolution, so pop that up onto a 1080p screen, and it's pretty gross looking. But frankly, there's no reason in the world that I need to magnify my face that much on your screens, folks, and I'm doing the world a service by not doing that. So, I mean, guys like David and Ian, they're pretty. They no problem with them going full screen webcam mode. But you don't need to see the withered old guy like right there in full face, especially if you're watching on like a TV or something, and suddenly all my wrinkles are there in full 64-inch glory. I don't think anybody needs that. I don't think anybody needs that shit, folks. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is poker in a nutshell. In the course of 15 minutes, Night Chopper goes from some fucking game with cards to I love poker. This is a hashtag poker moment, ladies and gentlemen. It's most commonly happens to me when I'm playing Raz. I can go from I hate Raz to I love Raz in the course of one street, never mind one hand or a couple of minutes. It's like one street. I can go from I love Raz to I hate Raz, or I hate Raz to I love Raz. It's one of those games. So it usually happens to me most often when I'm playing Raz, but it's a pretty common thing across the board on the poker landscape, folks. It's a game you either love or hate, or love to hate, or hate to love. There's a lot of all four of those in there. MVE, good to see you, buddy. Hey, glad to see you at the. Yes, I see you there. Flip like Eni. I see you there, buddy. Flip like Lanny. I do see you there, buddy. I'll try not to be too brutal on your big blind from my button here. Good luck in the abyss with me, guys. I just see that Night Shopper's jumped in as well, so that's cool. I don't think there's a value or a bluff here. Shane Piano Cat wasn't here at the start today. I actually started the stream off with hello, fellow humans and cats, and non-human identifying creatures and non-sentient creatures who might be watching the stream. So I am catering to my kitty cat's needs. Yeah, Raz is one of those games that's either the most brutal, disgusting, ugly thing in the world, or just the most gorgeous game you can possibly get involved in. We are all in on the Singularity. After being shoved on. Wow. Nice. Come on, hold, hold. Boom! You get a nice bankage there, folks. That definitely deserves a bankage. We also managed to get a nice double up on the black hole nano to get us back above start stack once again. That doesn't exactly put us in a scoring position in the Singularity, but it does put us much closer. We're basically, our stack is the bubble stack now. We're 10 of 15 with 9 places getting paid, but that definitely gives us a reasonable shot at making the money. In this one, we are technically in this. Oh yeah, speaking of last night, Mike, you weren't here until the end, I don't think. And I'm not sure you were around when I was talking about it earlier. But we ran pretty deep at the end last night. We didn't bag for today, but we ended up going to something like 150th place for $40 payout at the end. We laddered up a bunch of times with our short stack after we got in the money. So yeah, it was pretty good day for us on the horse tables. Sucked sweaty donkey balls on the Unibet tables, but you know, what are you gonna do? Today's looking potentially a little better on the Unibet tables. We'll see. I've already, well, I mean, I say that I've already been kicked in the balls pretty seriously by the Falling Star earlier today, but you know, it's the way it goes. So yeah, it was, but it was nice to finally go deep, go fairly deep and cash in a mixed game event again. Felt nice. It's been a while for me. I love the mixed games, and there was a time when I had a serious edge in them. I'm pretty sure that's not the case as much anymore because I don't play them as much anymore. And that makes me sad to a certain extent, but not much you can do about it. The mixed games are not as juicy on stars as they used to be. And I just don't have the bankroll over there to pay for it. There's not as many low buy-in options. So I wonder how often he is trying to get thin value from something like a 5 or a 6 or a 3 here. He's going to have diamonds some of the time, but he's not going to have an ace very often, I don't think. Yeah, okay, diamonds. I should have been betting. It's my own fault. Gut shot and flush draw. I think we're happy to put money in the middle with that. It's not a donk bet because it was limped around pre-flop. Yeah, I think you're right. It is. I'm still working on it. I am still working on it. The lettering is bad for sure, I think. And I'm not entirely happy with the way the animation works with the star growing as well either. But got a couple of ideas for how to fix it up, and I'll probably do that later tonight or tomorrow, I think. And we'll see how it goes. I noticed the binkage thing is even worse. I did it yesterday on my scoop table. No, it wasn't the scoop table because the scoop table was a scoop color. It was its own color. But the satellite table I was on had my pink felt that I use, my pink color on my felt that I use. And I put that binkage thing on, and it looked just horrible on that pink felt. It like just blended right into the background, and you could barely see it. So it's clearly got some. I've clearly got some things to work out on it. But I like the concept. I think the concept's good, and I think I'll eventually get there with something that is what I've got in my head for it. Because I've got something in my head that I haven't quite been able to replicate on screen yet. I'm close, but I'm not quite there. So we're 11 of 12 in the singularity now. 3 to go until the money. We are 2 away from the money spot. Looks like this might have been a hand we want to be involved in, but we are not. This might be another one of my leaks in these games where I'm not actually playing my position wide enough. But again, I think with this stack, I mean, the only way I'm really playing with this stack at these blind levels, because I basically got 10 big blinds here, so the only way I'm playing this hand with this stack at these blind levels is by shoving, and I think shoving ace deuce is probably not plus EV move in this spot. I could be wrong about that, but I think that's probably a losing move. So I don't really think I could have justified getting involved with this hand pre-flop. But correct me if I'm wrong. Alrighty, so we're going to be in with our ace king here. GLS, shoving into 2 big stacks that could call us off without too much thought. That also means we've got a good chance at doubling up as well. So. And I think we're going to be reshoving our ace-jack here as well. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think there's any other move for us. We're ahead. We're ahead. We're ahead. Boom. Boom. Yes, we get some bank edge. That pretty much secures us a money spot in this one, I think. Or maybe it doesn't. Oh, yeah, it does. It just took a while for the lobby to update. I'm going to raise with my king jack here, blind on blind, and I'm probably calling off raises. Wow, 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 wow. I mean, I think that was still the right move. Maybe I called off too light there, but I still think that was, maybe shoving pre, but he's still calling with that hand. It might have changed the result with a few other hands, but I caught one episode of that new Twilight Zone, Mike, and it was a pretty interesting show, I thought. It was a pretty interesting episode, but I haven't actually figured out exactly when it's running and on what channels to be able to catch it yet. But it does look quite interesting. I think it's Jordan Peele is, I think, the one behind it. So it should actually be pretty good. He's got pretty good chops when it comes to directing, for sure. So I think it should be relatively good. And like I say, the one episode I saw was really good. Was an alien theme thing that aliens invading the world through Alaska was basically the concept. Kind of cool. A few interesting twists to it that you don't normally see in science fiction. I won't give them away because they are spoilers to a certain extent. But yeah, a couple of interesting twists. One in particular that I really liked, and that I think anybody who's sort of enjoys my open-minded atmosphere of this stream and E&E and people like that will also appreciate this particular element that I'm referring to. But alrighty, so we got another break coming up here. It kind of snuck up on me, so I'll get another set of ads queued up for you to roll. Where are we here? That's there. Let's get that one. Alrighty, let's go watch some Edsels. I'll be right back.
And now we'd like to show you how the Ford Motor Company has opened the gateway to a whole new world, a new vista of motoring pleasure with the 58 Edsel. Won't you come in? Heavy.
This is the Edsel, unlike any other car you've ever seen. This is the Edsel. This is the Edsel. This is the Edsel. This is the Edsel. You can see how it looks. You have to feel the power of the newest V8 engines in the world. The big new Edsel 400 and the larger Edsel 475. It is unlikely you have ever driven a car with so much usable power as the Edsel. And with Edsel's exclusive TeleTouch drive, you drive more safely, more easily than you ever have before, because both hands can stay at the wheel while the Edsel shifts electrically. This is the Edsel. As its graceful flight deck and classic vertical grille suggest, it is elegant in every detail. And it acts the way it looks, but it doesn't cost that much. See, drive, and be sure to price the new member of the Ford family of fine cars, the Edsel, at your Edsel dealer.
You just turn a key on the dashboard and the trunk opens electrically. And here's how easy it is to drive. Can you flick that light switch?
Why, certainly. Anyone can.
Then you can drive the Edsel.
That's right. Driving the 1958 Edsel is as easy as flicking a light switch. For Edsel's exclusive new Teletouch drive shifts electrically at a touch. It's a new idea that puts shifting where it belongs, so you can keep both hands safely at the wheel. And look, you can shift and turn the wheel at the same time, for the control remains stationary, which makes Edsel the world's easiest car to handle. On the Edsel's instrument panel, you'll find many more new ideas, like this speedometer that glows red when you exceed the safe maximum speed you set it for. This one simple dial that sets heat, ventilation, and air conditioning at a twist of the wrist. Even a remote trunk release that electrically opens the luggage compartment. And under that long, straight Edsel hood, you'll find the newest V8 engines in the world. The big new Edsel 400 and the larger Edsel 475. Each one power matched to the weight of the car to put more usable power at your command than you have ever known before. Remember, driving an Edsel is an experience no man should miss. Discover for yourself the thrill of driving an Edsel, 1958's one really new car. Visit your Edsel dealer soon, and when you do, you'll meet a fine businessman with a broad automobile experience. He became an Edsel dealer because he had driven the Edsel, he had compared it, and he had carefully evaluated it. He'll be glad to demonstrate to you, as he did to himself, that the 1958 Edsel is the car that offers you the most in elegance of styling and performance. There are 18 models and 4 series to choose from. Edsel prices are surprisingly low, with models priced just above the lowest and ranging through the entire medium price field. You can afford an Edsel. Stop in and see and drive the Edsel tomorrow at your Edsel dealer.
And we're back. Action will be getting underway shortly. I think it's fascinating that in modern parlance, the Edsel, or the word Edsel, concept Edsel is considered to be like a dud or a failure. And commercially, they certainly were a failure. But if you actually go back and look at the specs and stuff they were astonishingly advanced cars for the time, the Edsels, and they were quite innovative in their. I mean, the push button transmission they talk about there is just one example, but they pioneered a lot of the safety and sort of features that we just consider normal parts of cars today. A lot of that was pioneered in the Edsel, believe it or not. So just a reminder what we're playing. We got 4 tables going at the moment. Falling Star, or not Falling Star, Abyss Nano. Falling Star is dead. We got the Abyss Nano. We still got Singularity running where we're doing pretty well, although we're hand for hand at the moment. And we are the last place stack, unfortunately, but that's not necessarily going to be the end of the story. I like the original as well. There's actually been at least one other remake of Twilight Zone in the past. There was one in the 80s and 90s. I think there's 2. I think there's one in the 80s and one in the 90s. They were both done to varying success. So let's focus here on the Singularity table as we are hand for hand for the money. We are the last place stack, but in this scenario that doesn't necessarily mean we can't cash this. Somebody else could easily bust on the other table first. One of these, the 21 or the 32,000 stack on our table could get in, could get it in as well. So. Yeah, it's worth checking out. The one episode I saw, I must say, was very good and very much Twilight Zone. The twists, the storyline, it makes sense as Twilight Zone. Even given, I mean, obviously Twilight Zone is a compilation series of unconnected stories, but there's a theme that runs through the Twilight Zone, right? It's weird, it's different. There's a twist at the end. There's something odd happening. Not everything's not quite as it appears for the Twilight Zone, and it's the same. This is very much a Twilight Zone series, I thought. At least the one episode I've seen so far. Hello, Ant-Man. Good to see you, buddy. Good to see you. We got Flip like we got MVE and Night Shopper on our table in the God. I'm actually considering calling behind here because of the. It's not really pot odds for me though. Ugh, I can't believe I folded there. For that few chips. But I just don't think. I'm gonna call Shopper behind here. We're on table 1 with I put in the raise and he 3-bet from his big blind. And I think we have to get out of the way to his continuation bet now. He doesn't have to have hit this board, but he knows we're not likely to have hit this board either. So that's why he's c-betting, and it's a good c-bet, and we have to give it to him. Nice hand, Chopper. I should know better than to raise into your big blind. At least raise into your big blind and then not hit the flop. Let's go back to the Singularity table where we're still hand for hand for the money. don't think I'm going to be getting involved with deuce 4 here. And probably not getting involved with 6 deuce over here either. Picked up a pair of jacks on the Bis Nano table. I think we're reshoving for 20 big blinds. 25, 21 big blinds there. We're probably getting involved with our ace-king as well. Still hand for hand over on the singularity table. I am still the last place stack. Hand for hand has ended. We are in the money. We are in the money in the singularity, folks. With a tiny, tiny, tiny stack of much fewer than 10 big blinds. Which I think I'm just going to get in the middle with my suited gappers here. No, actually, let's think about this for a second. Let's just call behind, see what happens. No, I don't really have the stack for that, but I don't really play the stacks exactly the way people think you should. Which may be a leak, which may be me just thinking differently than other people about the value of my chips. So this is another reason why I just call behind there. I mean, we can get out of the way here. We still have a decent stack to play another hand or two with this way. And if we put our money in pre-flop and get called, we're not in very good shape, right? So I'm okay with the folding out here and saving my 6 big blinds. I'll find a better chance to put them in, I think, before the end of this round, or I mean before the end of this this orbit, before it gets back around to my my blind. I pretty much have to do it on this orbit or the next orbit, though. Can't go much lower than that. Just picked up a nice double in the black hole. So we're guaranteed 325 in the singularity now. Got 29.27 up top. That'd be nice. We're quite a ways from that at the moment, but we're going to need double up a couple of times before we get there. But we need hands to play before we can double up. Not going to double up very often with 3-4 shoving. This size stack, you're going to get called by a lot of people, and a lot of people are going to have better hands than you. It's the way that's going to go. You're just getting shit for hands in the singularity these days. But we made it into the money. I have to say, Shopper, and this might be too much information, the pig here kind of turns me on. I like it. I like it a lot. Actually, I like that avatar a lot. I don't really feel like I'm worthy to play it, but I like that avatar a lot. Jack 7 is at least better than some of the holdings we've been getting lately, but I still don't think it's the one I want to put my chips in with. Well, we're not 9 of 9 anymore. We are now 8 of 9, thanks to a very tiny stack of Alibaba after he's crippled. Looks like Alibaba's going to be out now. We're going to ladder up one spot. That's nice. Yeah, when it comes to shove ranges, I'm just not the same. I'm just not the same player as you see, and this is one of the reasons why, because you can ladder up from small stacks by folding out. In some cases where the math might say you should be shoving those spots, the math is also saying that a reasonably large percentage of the time you're going to be busting when you shove those spots as well. And I've been of the opinion in my poker career that while most of my chips are free game to bet with, that final chip is way more valuable in tournament poker than any other chip you got in your stack. So before you put that last chip in, you better be sure you're in a spot where you want to put that last chip in. So I do think, and I do think that I'm probably overboard in my in the way I do that, and I'm probably too probably too tight in those spots. But I think that the shove fold charts tend to be too loose in those spots for my taste anyways. So interesting hand developing here on the got raised with our crappy flush. So I think we're just going to call behind, but this guy's very active, so this is almost certainly a move. He doesn't have the bigger flush very often, so we could raise, but I don't think we get anything out of it. He does have the bigger flush. I mean, I don't think there's anything I can do there. I think I got to be calling. I got to be betting that. I got to be calling that. So, alrighty, this is the orbit we need to do something 100% on. We could ladder up again here, though, so, you know. I guess that was the ladder spot for 8th to 9th. Oh, yeah, it was. 325 to 390. We're guaranteed 390 now. Cool. Well, I can't call him off, but I hope somebody else does. Oh, well. That was a chance to ladder up one more time. We did not get it. I think can I count on getting a stronger hand before the blind comes around again? Probably not. So I think we're in with our 5-7. Well, oh, I really hate clicking the call button at the spot, but so I'm not gonna. That's it. I can play another hand, and if we don't get a better hand than that between now and then, oh well. That's the way it goes. And we're going to be punished. Got a hand developing on the black hole. I'm probably up against an ace here, but what are you going to do? Oh, I'm not up against ace. Cool. He was hoping that I would think he was up against ace when he called me on the flop, and that I would check the turn. And he could bet into me and have me fold, but that was not going to happen on that hand. It was not going to happen on that hand. Well, let's go back and watch the Singularity, where we are ridiculously short stacked. Folding way more than we probably should be, based on anybody else's theories. Regretting our life choices for not being in this hand. Yeah, the solvers are... It's one of the dangerous things about solvers is that they will tell you that they don't take into account table dynamic. They don't take into account any of the quote unquote live elements of playing poker. So they're super useful for figuring out what the math is in a certain spot. But the math doesn't matter when you know you're behind because you're playing Tighty McTightpants over there, who never 4-bets light and has never put a chip into the pot bad. I don't care what the solver tells me in that spot. I'm not putting my chips in the pot, right? And I mean, I suppose you can work that into the solvers by, putting in a Tighty McTightpants range to them. But it's still not the same thing as the situational. You still need to take everything the solver says with a grain of situational salt in the actual moment that you're playing the hand, I think. Yeah, we're not gonna fold out this one for any reason. I don't think it's time to put our chips in the middle. We've laddered up one more spot now to 488, so there's no reason to hang out any longer. Jack 6 is not a great hand, obviously, but it's not the worst hand in the world either. So when he shoves there, is there a reason to fold and take my all-in in the big blind, or is there just a reason to call here? I think there's just a reason to call here. I think it's just more money in the pot for me to win when I triple up here. When I hit my 6 and nobody else hits anything, and we fucking hit the triple up and we ladder up one more time. I'm not going to be so bold as to say that was a skill play by any stretch of the imagination, but I mean, I wouldn't have been in the spot to do that had I gotten my money in earlier with the 5-7 of clubs or whatever, right? So yeah, because I see a lot of perfect poker here on Unibet Night Shopper. I sure do, especially in the nanos. There's I tell you what, there's GTO play in these nanos. I hope you can read the sarcasm in my voice there. I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to wipe the sarcasm off my monitors with a towel later on. So somehow we've managed to ladder up into 5th place now from like the bottom stack the whole time. So the fold everything strategy seems to be working for us. well, fold everything and then put your money in an absurd spot where you just YOLO to triple up. Seems to be working for us in the singularity today. So we're gonna, for the record, we have every time we've cashed a singularity, we've come fifth in it in these 2-year singularities. So we're right on par to keep our our record rolling. Not exactly a record I'm thrilled with, frankly, but we're right on par to be keeping that. We're right on par to keep keeping that going. And you know what? I think 7-8 suited is the hand we do this with. And I think we actually get him to fold a lot of marginal hands that he's raised. 8-9. Oh, nice. Nice, 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 nice. Nice. Boom. Linkage. So we're actually in a spot. Now, we're still fifth, but we're actually pretty close to mystery now. So we've got a much better shot at surviving this. And maybe actually getting a result in a 2-year singularity that is not fifth place. I was going to say that's higher than fifth place, but in fact it's not fifth place. Because literally if we cash, we come fifth in these 2-year singularities. We've cashed 3 times and we've got 3 fifths. Well, this is our 4th cash, so we've cashed 4 times now. We don't know what position we're going to be in here. Timing, yes, timing. Well, and timing in poker is crucial, man. Right? It's if you don't have timing, you don't. You're not going to win many. You're not going to win many tournaments. So just to go over some of the other tables, we've got a really tiny stack. We're the bottom stack in the Abyss Nano. We're 5th. Correction, 4th of 4 in the singularity. Hey, we're not going to be 5th in a singularity. We're going to be better than 5th in a singularity, 2-year singularity. What a day it is for us. So we've also got 2 to go to the money in the Milky Way Nano, and we are right on the verge of being the bubble boy. We're about to put our money and life on the line with 5s in the singularity. And in the black hole Nano, we are doing reasonably well, as we are about to 3 bet, pair of 10s. We hit our set. We doubled up in the singularity. Hey, Pinky, good to see you. Yeah, decent flop there. No, I have 0 fold equity. Well, I have 0 fold equity with anything, frankly. So I'm playing there. I know I have to hit to play anything there. I just busted the black hole. Not going to rebuy. It's too late in the day to rebuy. Against someone being an idiot, I raised a pair of tens, 3/4 pot, raised with after an open. Small blind calls me off with 8-5 and hits 2 8s on the flop. I'm all in the abyss. For like 5 and just under 6 big blinds. And we hold. We're three-handed now in the singularity, so a guaranteed 1463 from the 2-year singularity now. We are still 2 from the money in the Milky Way Nano, but I am also the bubble stack currently. It's obviously super wide, but I think blind on blind. Putting my life on the line in the abyss again. I'm still the last place stack, so I don't really have a lot of choices, and I've only got 13 big blinds, so it's not that much. And I think really the shove is my only move. We've still got a long ways to go until the money as well, so it's not like I'm going to ladder up by hanging out very much. So I need to build me some chips. That's a good way to build me some chips. Oops, sorry. Hand developing on the singularity here. I limped pre-flop, and the flop came queen high, so we bet, and we are going to keep betting, I think. I basically bet so small on the turn so I could pot shove the river. We're still 2 for the money in the Milky Way. I'm still 36 of 37. I might now be 37 of 37. Gonna put all my money in with the King 9 here. against the raise, three-handed. That's a pretty big hand. Three-handed, I think. I'm going to give him this one. We're shoving the abyss one more time. Oh, I'm shoving the singularity too with my ace-7. Let's go to the 4 tables to see both of those at the same time. We get through on the singularity. We get called by Shopper on the abyss. Good luck, Shopper. Good luck, us. Oh, and he's got us kicked by 1. Nice hand, Shopper. Nice hand, my friend. Yeah, I'm going to get this in, I think. 3-5. No, I guess not. Gonna fold equity when I reshove there. He's always calling me behind, and I'm always behind with 3-5. Now I can get there a lot with that hand. It's not a terrible hand to get there with, but it's pretty much always behind. For the record, you got a quick glimpse at my online screen there. My starting soon screen. Still a little astonished that somehow we managed to get to 3rd place in the singularity from essentially the bottom stack the whole time. Although that is kind of my style. It's not that often that I build a massive stack and then run with it through to the end of the tournament. I'm usually coming from behind, so okay with that. It's definitely already a good day for us, though. Singularity is still three-handed. We are still the bottom stack, but that's a position we are very familiar with, so not an issue. Won't go into a huge amount of detail, but let's just say that being on the bottom's not a hugely unfamiliar experience for me, so I'm okay with it. I can deal with it. I can make it work too, frankly. Shovey McShoveface. Queen and Jack against Ace and 9. Oh! Oh! And we get there again. We get there again. Dirty, dirty, filthy, filthy. But hey, I'll take it. I will take it. I mean, to be clear, Ace 9 versus Jack Queen like that's not a huge no one's a huge dog or a huge winner in that spot. Frankly, it's like 60-40, I think, in the Ace's favor. So, you know, I'm not. Wasn't that dirty, but we did have to get there. God, I don't have the shortest stack in this tournament anymore. I don't know what the hell I'm supposed to do now. I don't know how to play without the shortest stack. I play the shortest stack, fine. I don't know what to do when I don't have the shortest stack. What the hell am I supposed to do? Yeah, thanks. Thanks there, Night Shopper. It's poker, right? You know, we're both always getting those hands in that spot with those stacks, and we're both. We're in the money for the record in the Milky Way. Let's go down and have a quick look at that, because I've got jacks, and I'm going to be putting all of my tiny stack in the middle with it. And I guess we'll get in with the... We're out of the abyss. We're out of the abyss. And we're out of the Milky Way as well for 5 cents. But hey, we're still playing the Singularity, which is a little bit shocking to us. But our 9 cents for the Milky Way. So let's add that to our bankroll tracker. We're breaking the ice today with a 9-cent cash in the Milky Way Nano. The truth is, we broke the ice with a massive cash in the Singularity. We just haven't registered it yet. We just haven't recorded it yet. Maybe we should move to a min-raise limp strategy or min-raise strategy here, three-handed. Well, I was obviously calling off action to him with this hand, but I might have been able to reduce the action more with a min-raise instead of a 3x raise. But we get the Lady on the River for a nice big boom. Gotta like it. Gotta like it. I like it when you get walked with a 9 deuce as well. That's always a nice day. Yep, might have to go to church tomorrow just to say thank you Jesus for the run good today in the Singularity, because we definitely got here and run good. I mean, I cannot say that this is all good play. I do think that I've made some very good strategic decisions along the way as well, but I obviously you also have to get there when you make those good strategic decisions. So, but yes, you're right, Mike. I have to go say thank you Jesus for the run good. Absolutely. Yeah, probably not calling off queen 4. I think I call this one off if he shoves. Wow. Jesus. I should probably have bet that river. I'm going to call one street with my overcards. He does not have to have hit this flop. Can we rep an ace in this spot? Can we rep an ace in this spot? We would call an ace behind on the pre-flop probably. It's probably a little too risky in this spot. We could have maybe put in a raise there and rep the ace. I don't necessarily think he has the ace. We're calling off his shove. We're probably shoving every flop, I think. Not shoving every flop, but we're definitely betting the flop. Might have been more value to have raised smaller there or check through to the river, or check through to the flop, but I think I hate a lot of flops with nines there, so I think I definitely have to raise. Not sure the shove was the best move. Might have been better for a smaller raise. Come on, get there. Yes, yes. Boom. We are heads up for the €2 Singularity win, folks. We are heads up for the €2 Singularity win. Not won one of these yet. We just flopped 2 pair. A very good chance to double up here, I think. So we're going to check shove, check raise on this board. Put in a bet with my pair here. It's hard to flop a pair and hold them, especially heads up. So Any pair you flop is going to be good a lot of the time. Underplaying my hand a little bit here, under-repping my hand. Was kind of hoping he'd decide to put in a bit of a raise there, but he decided not to. Put in the raise with my ace-king, I think. I don't know if the shove would have looked weaker or the 3-bet here looks weaker. I think it still looks like he can shove over top of me and get a fold sometimes. So I think that was probably the best move, the half-pot raise. We're not going anywhere to anything at this point, so we got a massive hand, heads up. There's c-bet here with my ace. Let's see one more street. Get a check behind, see a river. Let's put in a bluff. Semi-bluff. Our ace has got value. We could have taken the showdown value. And we get it through. We get it through. Alrighty, so we got a break coming up. I will be back in a few short minutes. In the meantime, enjoy these commercial messages.
Since hot dogs were born, when this little girl's grandma first went to the circus, French's Mustard has paddled more dogs than any other mustard going. It's a spicy national habit for paddling dogs or sparking the most tempting, tantalizing meal on a bun, from ham on rye to sky-high club. The 7 lively spices in French's Mustard are the best thing that's happened since the Earl of Sandwich. French's Spice Center USA, where exotic spices also blend in French's barbecue sauce. Boy, summer eating's great as all outdoors with French's barbecue sauce, the sauce with more sass. French's sassier spices blended with red ripe tomatoes for just the right bite. Chicken never tasted like this before. Like a little more French's? Tastes great right from the bottle, too. French's barbecue sauce.
It's as trim as a briefcase.
and as easy to carry as a portable radio. The perfect way to show and enjoy the color slides you took last summer. It's the new Kodak 300 color slide projector. Not only is it the smartest looking projector you can buy, but the Kodak 300 is a pleasure to use, with easy to reach controls right here on top, and a new Ready-Matic changer, the smoothest and simplest ever designed. Its wide-angle lens shows your slides big and bright in full color in any room, large or small. The new Kodak 300 projector in your choice of 2 color combinations costs just $64.50, or as little as $6.50 down. It's also available with an automatic magazine-type changer, and because it's made by Kodak, you know it's good.
If you want to know what smokers think about the different cigarettes, I have here the latest impartial figures published in 1954 in Printer's Ink by Harry M. Wooten, leading tobacco analyst. Camel is America's first choice by a wider margin than the previous year. Camels are 50 and 0.8% ahead of the second place brand, the biggest lead in cigarette history. This popularity lead makes clear that for mildness, for flavor, Camels agree with more people than any other cigarette. Now, there's a reason for such a vote of confidence. The more carefully people select cigarettes, and they do select them carefully, the more surely Camels win. People know you can count on Camel's costly tobaccos for more pure pleasure. I suggest you smoke Camels for 30 days and see for yourself what the facts show. For mildness, for flavor, Camels agree with more people than any other cigarette.
Now, let's look in on David and Ricky as they enjoy a good time all over again, as big as life, and in brilliant, lifelike color. How do they do it? Well, let's watch and see. The secret lies in color slides. The color slides they take with their new Kodak Pony camera. The Pony is easy to use, precise, and uncomplicated. There's only one exposure setting, and this built-in guide shows you just how to make it. Then you turn this dial to close-ups, groups, or scenes, and shoot. The Pony camera makes you feel like an expert, even if you've never taken color slides before. The result? Big as life pictures in glorious color. Ask your Kodak dealer to show you the color slide camera David and Ricky use. The Kodak Pony camera, only $26.75, or as little as $3 down.
Alrighty, we are back. Pretty close to even in chips now. He's got a bit of an advantage on me, but it's not nearly what it was at the start of the match, start of the heads up, so. Might have taken that down if I'd have bet. Thought of betting. Gonna raise with this one, I think. I don't know why, but I want to call this off. I really shouldn't with the King 9, I don't think. Not even suited, but I really want to call this off. Well, I'm not gonna, but I really wanted to. I really wanted to. I really wanted to. I felt like that shove was not a value hand. Pair of deuces now. I call behind with my pair. He does not need to have anything other than an ace. We've got nines and deuces now. And we're just going to check behind with our showdown value. Wow, he had a 4. Crazy. Crazy. Hopefully he comes back over top of me. Nice. Calling off with our 6s. Boom! Yes, bankage. We take chip lead. It's obviously gin for us on the turn. Not the greatest river in the world for us because he's going to have ace X a fair bit, and that X is going to be a 9, 10, or a jack at least some of the time. And less often we're going to be against 9s full, 10s full, or jacks full, but I don't think any of those things should prevent us from betting our value here. So I think there were hands that we're going to get called by, bare aces we're going to get called by. We're calling off our ace jack. I'm just going to think about it for a few seconds to make sure I'm making the right choice, but I mean really heads up, ace jack is like, it's like bigger than aces on a 9-handed table, so we're definitely calling it off. Oh, and oh, nice, nice. Boom! That's a €2 Singularity title, folks. That's our first win in a Singularity event, I'm pretty sure, and it's a €2 for 29.27, and you guys got to watch it live here on MotherShip Poker. So that's pretty cool, I think. That is pretty darn cool. Yes, we have 29.27 for the win. Let's make sure we get a nice screenshot of that puppy, because we're going to definitely have to post a humble brag about that one later on today, I think. 2E Sing win. Boom. Alrighty, well that was a pretty good end result for the day, I think. Let's put that into our bankroll numbers so we get that updated on screen. We busted literally everything else today, so let's put zeros in those. We don't really mind putting in those zeros though, because we get to put in 29.27 up here in the €2 Singularity column, and just as importantly, or more importantly even, we get to go over here to our finish column and put in a nice 1. A 1, folks. This is the first actual, this is more than just the first Singularity win for us. Wow. This is our first non-nano win on the Mothership, folks. It's the first time we've won a tournament that has not been branded a nano tournament of some kind or a free roll of some kind. So yeah, this is the first time we've put in a real honest-to-God win in a real honest-to-God poker tournament that's not like a micro buy-in tiny stakes dealie. So that's pretty darn cool, I think. Thanks for hanging out with me for the day. I'm going to bring are a puppy in for a landing, though, I think. And thanks for hanging out. Thanks for enjoying this with me, and I'm glad I popped on today. Elron out.